Previously on The Created.
No, I can't go. People will see me.
Zidim, I could be dying of gonorrhea or something, and you're more worried about your appearance. I mean, get off your high horse, Zidim. You're not exactly attractive, you know. I mean, maybe to other fish monsters, sure, but certainly not to badgers or humans. Do you want me to die of gonorrhea?
No.
Good, because it's not exactly a worthy thing to be named after, you know.
Mama.
As it comes to hold his leg.
Mama.
Ah, get off me, demon baby! Shadow then kicks the doll away. I will roll a d6. He's small, and it is a toy doll, so it won't weigh a lot. So yeah, we're going to say d6 squares away. 4. And the dice rolled directly underneath them, so it'll be kicked 4 spaces down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go! Oh, come on! Zidim! Come on, man! Oh, that's like 5 critical fails you've had in this campaign already. Zidim! I feel so sorry for you. My God. Oh, and you don't have the divine intervention. Lashana and Victor have that, so I can't even ask a deity to help. Hooray! Zidim! Okay, we're one step closer to getting a really good reward. Thank you, game. Thank you. Poor Zidim. But this has redeemed it a little bit. Okay, back to the game. Getting up from prone takes half your movement, but it doesn't take your action. I can still attack. Okay, Zidim, do you have like a area attack with your cantrips now? Seems you can't use any of your proper spells. Okay, he's gonna try an Eldritch Blast. So he's gonna put his crude spear beside him. It is a spear, yep. Which is basically like a harpoon attached to a pole of some kind. And it's got all these like really dirty bits of rope tying it all together and holding it in place. He is going to put that to one side. As he then uses both hands, he takes in a deep breath and breathes back out to try and calm his nerves. By doing this, I'm going to give him a wisdom, and I'm doing it as an ability check. He's naturally a coward, so I'm going to say I'm making the line a 16, which is difficult. And it needs to be difficult for Zidim because he's a coward and he's normally scared of everything. So, if he gets higher than a 16, I will give him advantage on his attack. Oh, but wait, it's an Eldritch Blast, so doesn't that just automatically hit? Am I just... Beam crackling injury makes a ranged spell attack on a hit the target takes. So it's not an auto hit. I'm thinking of magic missile. Aha, that's what I'm thinking of. Alright, so back to it. If we get higher than a 16, he gets advantage on his Eldritch Blast. As he focuses his nerves, calms down, he focuses the energy within him, and channels the powers of his patron through his arms as he kind of brings two of his fishy like fishman fingers together, crossing. So on his left and right hand, I'm trying to explain this as you can't see what I'm doing. I'm actually doing it, but you can't see it. His left and right hand, he's got his middle finger and his index finger together as if holding up the number 2, and he is crossing them over each other like a cross. I'll put it on screen so you can see it. I'm now starting to see that there's some difficulties here while trying to describe what I'm doing, especially if I'm doing it physically, because you can't see it. I'm an idiot today, apparently. Let's go. He crosses his fingers, and then he holds it out in front of him as the energy begins to channel between his hands, and a ball of energy forms where his fingers are, pointing out towards the carrionet. Right. Needs a 16 or more to get advantage on his attack. Nope. Got a 5. So as much as he's trying to calm himself, he then looks back at what is coming towards him. He looks back at the threat, and he can't calm down. It's too terrifying. The fact that these toys have come alive and they are moving in very unnatural ways towards them, it's freaking him out. And he's like a strange fish man as well. But hey, even he gets scared by these sort of things. Alright. So it's a normal attack then, no advantage. I need to roll it twice though, because it's 2 beams that he's shooting at. 14! I think that hits, because it's a 12. Ah, that was almost 70. 16! Nice! Oh, I didn't. Did I explain? I didn't. The first one is going to this carrionet, and the second one was actually going to that one. I didn't actually specify. You see, I'm doing terrible today. I do apologize, people. I don't know what's going on. My brain has just exploded on me. I'm finding it difficult to brain right now. Alright, so 14 and 16, that hits. First beam, which is the 14 on this carrionet, which is at 11. Roll for damage. A 12! Yeah! So the beam shoots out and then splits in 2 as they both go in different directions. The first beam shoots forward and lowers itself down to the ground. It looks like it's about to just fly straight into the floor and completely miss. But that's when the beam then bends just before the concrete floor and travels across the floor, departing the mist as it goes through as well, shooting up towards this sentient toy, blasting it in its chest, causing it to fall over, which unfortunately you can't do in Dungeon Alchemist. You can't make the models fall on their back, but it takes this doll out. This carrionet, which was carrionet number 3, I believe. Number 2 was the one that ended behind him. Damage on that one. The beam bends round with another 12. It bends round and smacks into this carrionet, also making him bloody, bringing him down to 10 hit points. He's 30 feet. Oh, but yeah, his move is halved, and it's halved again. So it's actually what? 7 feet that he has, so you can only move 1 square forward or backwards. I mean, I guess I'll move it backwards. He's gonna take a step back, but he's still a bit dazed and very exhausted. Okay, so Carrionet 2, or Carrionet 1 actually, you are gone, which means it's Shadow's turn. Alright. I'm gonna need to rotate a little bit, just so I can see the grid. The mist is obscuring the grid. It's making my perception a disadvantage. Alright, Shadow now. He will pick on the one that's been blasted by Zidim's Eldritch Blast. You are going to... You don't really have much abilities that will help. Other than sneak attack. He is going to stand his ground and shoot the one. Or actually, maybe he should just move back a bit. He's also going to step back. Makes sense to keep moving away. And he's going to shoot at the one that's just been blasted with a hand crossbow. As he reaches with his left hand behind him, unhinges a small hand crossbow that he has, which is already preloaded, aims and points at the Carrionet, still with like a purple eldritch burn on its body where it had been hit by the eldritch blast. Fire! With an 11, it misses. The mist made it difficult to see the small toy coming towards him as he tries to fire, and Shadow, being the badger man that he is, his perception's not that great. His eyesight is a little poor, so he's actually struggling a little bit to try and aim there, and he just came short of hitting his target as he sees his arrow stick into the ground just to the side of the Carrionet. That should have reduced my bolts. Why did that not reduce my bolts by 1? Because I'm using ammunition. So that should have resource consumption. Oh, there we go. 1. It wasn't selected. That's why. Okay. I'm just going to roll attack just to remove the... There we go. Wait, what? Ugh, 19. I didn't have 1 bolt. 20. Alright, fine. Okay, so now that we've got that sorted, that means I can just remove this then. Because now it's on there. Alright, sweet. That will be Shadow's turn. I don't want him moving too far away from Zidim. You probably can't see with the character sheet. Yeah, I don't want him moving too far away from Zidim. And plus, if he's able to, as he's next to Zidim, he will be able to actually do his sneak attack. Next up, we have Carrionet number 2, which was this guy at the back. 5, 10, 15, 20. Just gonna go there. And he is going to jab at Shadow. He's gonna poke at his knees. Oh, with a 23. That definitely hits. I don't even need to check. Oh, yeah, 15. That definitely hits. Okay, so he goes up to Shadow, moving through the mist as like the Eldritch Blast is firing off. and Shadow's trying to shoot at the other carrionet. Not seeing this other carrionet walk up to him, he then gets the needle in both his hands, holds it above his head, and then just slams it down onto his knee. And it's able to do it with enough force, and the needle is sharp enough to pierce through his leather armor and nick him, just like give him a poke in the knee. So with that, the damage, it does 1 piercing damage and 3 necrotic. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh no, yeah, so so there's 2 necrotic actually. So that's doing 3 damage overall. It's not too bad. However, let me just mark it down. It did 3 damage to Shadow, bringing him to 39. The silver needle, as it has poked him and pierced his flesh. Shadow must now succeed on a DC 12 Charisma saving throw. If he fails, he is then cursed by the silver needle. And Charisma is his worst one as well. Oh, I haven't actually ticked which one is... Oh, yes I have. Yes I have. It's the text. Okay. I thought it would be like a coloured dot. Alright, so Charisma saving throw. Ignore what I just said. We need a DC 12 or more. Here we go. Failure! Shadow is cursed by the needle. What that means... He's become cursed for 1 minute, which is 6 turns, I believe. While cursed in this way, the target's speed is reduced by 10 feet. So I think he's now down to 20 feet. No, he's down to 15 feet. Dun dun dun. And Shadow must roll 1d4 and subtract the number rolled from each ability check or attack roll that it makes. How do we break the curse? Do we know? I guess it just lasts. We just have to survive for 6 turns, I guess. I can't see. There doesn't seem to be a means of breaking the curse. Like, even if I was to destroy this carrionet, it looks like the curse will still be in effect. Oof. Alright. What sneaky git just stabbed me in the knee. Carrionet number 3, which was this one. We're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, up to Zedim. And he's gonna stab him in the foot with his silver needle. With an 8, it fails. Zedim, naturally panicky and scared, is very quick to move his feet out the way as this carrionet strikes at the ground and the needle sticks into... It finds like a little crack and just sticks into like the mud underneath the stone slabs. Missing Zedim's foot. Carrionet number 3. Or 4. This would be 4 because number 1 died. 5, 10, 15. Right. with Shadow being cursed. You know what? We're gonna do a quick check with the light obscurity. We're gonna do a perception check on everyone, just for flavor, to see if they can see what has happened. It's gonna be difficult to see, so I'm gonna say it's a 16, DC 16, at disadvantage. Ooh, that could have been an at 20 for Zadim, and he got a 16. All right, I'll see if Shadow does see it, but it doesn't really matter anymore now. Disadvantage. Oh yeah, he could get a nat 1, couldn't he? Oh, look at that double 18. Oh my god, Shadow definitely sees it. Wow, they both see it, but Shadow most definitely. With being stabbed in the knee and Shadow now kind of brushing at his knee, he's like rubbed it a little bit as he felt the piercing pain stick in, and like this gentle burning sensation as well. And he swats at the carionet beside him to kind of try and shoo it away. And as he does, he sees like this ethereal white thread coming out of his knee, and it seems to just float up above his head and just hover in the air. He brings his hand through it as he tries to grab at the thread and pull it away, but his hand just goes straight through it. But he can clearly see this white thread, ethereal thread, that is now attached to Shadow's knee. Zadim he sees it too. It's a little bit more difficult as it blends in from time to time with the mist as it wafts around the area. But as the mist does break and clear on occasions, he can see the white thread sticking out of Shadow's knee. And Zadim, I'm going to get you to do an Arcana check as well. This will be disadvantage again, because you're knackered. Just to see if you have a basic understanding of what's happened to him. A 13, I didn't even lay down a DC because I'm an idiot. I mean, you're a warlock, so you're kind of very knowledgeable in this field. So I guess a 10 or a 12 would be adequate for him. So Zadim would know that he is cursed, as Zadim is someone who is, well versed in curses and hexes and that sort of type of magic. He can tell that Shadow has been cursed. So Zadim doesn't know what the curse does, but he knows it can't be good. With that said, the carionet number 4, I believe it was, walks up to Shadow, and seeing the string that's attached to Shadow is now... How can I describe this? The small toy walks up to Shadow, and rather than jabbing at his leg or stabbing at him again, he stands up straight and begins to convulse a little bit where he stands. And Shadow is able to see the threads that are moving this carionet around are like a flame in the wind. They're bending towards the string that is attached to Shadow's knee. And the string that is on Shadow's knee is also bending towards the strings of the carionet. And they are coming together as if to bind and tie themselves together. As this carionet is going to attempt to soul swap with Shadow. In order to do so, the target must be cursed by the needle first, which he is. The carionet targets a creature it can see within 15 feet of it that is cursed by its silver needle. Unless the target is protected by protection of evil and good, which he is not, Shadow must succeed on a DC 12 Charisma saving throw, or have its consciousness swapped with the carionet. The carionet gains control of the target's body, and the target is unconscious for 1 hour, after which it gains control of the carionet's body. While controlling the target's body, the carionet retains its intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. It otherwise uses the controlled body's statistics, but doesn't gain access to the target's knowledge, class features, or proficiencies. If the carionet's body is destroyed, both the carionet and the target die. The protection from evil and good spell cast on the control body drives the carionet out and returns the consciousness of both creatures to their original bodies. However, none of my characters actually have that spell, so yeah. The swap is also undone if the controlled body takes damage from the carionet's silver needle. But my characters do not know that. So although I know that as a player, I cannot utilize that in the game until my characters know about it. So, Shadow now. He needs to do another DC 12 Charisma saving throw. Come on, Shadow. Charisma saving throw. This is an important one now. DC 12.
Critical fail.
Shadow! Oh. The strings wrap around and instantly lock together, forming one string. The puppet begins to hover slightly off the ground as its body convulses. Shadow finds his arms to be fighting against him. His whole body begins to feel stiff and heavy as he can't seem to control anything, and his mind, he doesn't know what's happening as his eyes begin to just roll to the back of his head. He drops his rapier to the ground and his hand crossbow as he stands also there, as he... My brain wants to say he T-poses. Sure, why not? He T-poses. So he drops his weapons to the ground. And as the energy of this puppet that is now possessing Shadow, it causes his body to lurch and go stiff in a T-pose as his eyes roll to the back of his head. He cannot fight it. It just overwhelms him. He did not even think that these creatures would do such a thing or could do such a thing, and it takes him entirely by surprise. The doll's form drops to the ground and is lifeless. Shadow stands there, T-posing for a while, stiff. Kind of like at the end of Blair Witch, where the guy was just staring at the brick wall. It's almost like that with Shadow, and he's just standing and kind of his arms come down to his sides very slowly, a bit eerie. His head flops down a bit, like as if his head is like too heavy for him. But then he manages to lift the head back up, and he's now just staring ahead of him, ignoring all of the carionets. Now we need to do another forfeit. It is our second skull! It's the second skull! Oh my god! Alright, here it is. The world of many things. And it's only the bad cards. My god. Here we go. He puts his fingers like that and he pushes out. Oh, fuck's sake. Now I'm punching the microphone as well. What's going on today?